Bickley and Marotta. Bickley and Marotta Mornings. Arizona Sports, the local sports leader. Bickley Blast.
Around here, nobody wins when you lose to the Twins, especially for Suns fans still searching for what they felt when Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson belonged to us. But the debut of the Big Three wasn't a total loss, and here's what I think the Suns need to do next. They need to speed up their offense. The Big Three needs to stop deferring to each other, turning every possession into hard labor. Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, and Bradley Beal need to let it rip. The first open look for any of them, they need to let the shots fly. They need to bring in a real point guard and make this a more potent version of 7 seconds or less. Eddie Johnson even said it last night on the broadcast that great scorers are greedy. They always want more, and it's clear to me that Kevin Durant is too unselfish at times, that he's too concerned with fitting in, and it's clear to me that Beal is looking to pass first almost every time he touches the ball. That has to stop. And if I were Frank Vogel, I would tell each member of the Big Three, I want 20 shots minimum every night. Because that's what you do when you have three great offensive players. You get them as many shots as humanly possible. This is how the Suns put the rest of the NBA on their heels and in the rearview mirror. And in my opinion, that is how Phoenix finally wins that beloved, elusive NBA championship. All right, today's Bickley Blast brought to you by my great friends at Chapman BMW, who make luxury attainable. Find them online at chapmanbmw.com.
Yeah, just reading the game. I mean, obviously I knew after the first quarter I didn't have a shot attempt, but, you know, we're getting good looks. And we have players on the court that can score the ball at a very high level. So just reading the game, take what the defense gives us.
Is that something that you may see even more of, or is that just an aberration that you're not taking a shot?
It just depends on how they're defending. I don't go in with any, certain type of mindset, or I'm going to score tonight, or I'm going to overpass tonight. I'm just reading the game and trying to get the best available shot every time.
That was Devin Booker talking about his first quarter, and that's a good place to start this conversation. Mm-hmm. But I just have to reflect on one phrase you used in the blast. So let the shots fly. Let the shots fly. What Sarah Cazell will be doing to celebrate her birthday at 10:01 a.m.
Hey, let's freaking party!
9 minutes and 23 seconds of Devin Booker in the first quarter. Here was his shot dispersal in the first quarter for the Suns. Kevin Durant took 7. Bradley Beal took 5. Chimezie Metu took 4. Yusuf Nurkic took 3. Nasir Little took 2. Yuta Watanabe took 2. Drew Eubanks took 1. Devin Booker took 0.
Ooh.
And Booker's response, his comments there make a lot of sense. You can't go in with a preconceived feel. And it's about how you're being defended.
Mm-hmm.
But on a night where, that happened and Devin Booker did defer to others and did distribute to others, they shot 37% in that quarter and scored 22 points and were down by 9.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm all for, the hungry guys getting greedy.
Okay, yeah, listen, this is how the Suns become special. And I do think it involves Kevin Durant not deferring and Bradley Beal certainly getting a little more greedy with his own shot. Listen, Bradley Beal's reticence to maybe do that, I get it. You're brand new to a situation. Sure. You've never been on a good team before. You certainly have never had teammates like this before. And you've never been on a team that has actual NBA championship aspirations. So I get it, but I do think that over the course of time, that is the way out for this basketball team. If you are really going to build a kingdom based on the singular talents of 3 great offensive players, then make it about them. That's what super teams do.
Yeah, there were times, brief times, if you watch the first 6 minutes of the third quarter, you probably thought, wow, okay, this is what it can look like when everything's flowing, because the ball was flying around. There was very little in terms of deferral, but the ball was finding the open man and everybody was getting into the act. But for the most part, the first sampling we got of Booker, Durant, and Beal together, it didn't look overwhelmingly easy offensively, and nor should it in the first game. Talked about it earlier. This is going to be, a period of time for Suns fans to rely on patience, and a lot of patience may have run out because they played 23 games before they saw this.
So there's that, and then there's the McHale and Cam thing, and then there's just a lot of things. You said it best. There's a lot of triggers out there for Suns fans. Unfortunately, it's been kind of a rough go for us the last few years.
Yeah, here was Frank Vogel talking about the offense with the big three together.
Pretty good. I don't think we handled their switching well enough. Throughout the game, we got a little too ISO heavy and weren't effective in the ISOs when we can be, which is, you can play heavy ISO basketball, but you got to be effective in it, and I don't think we quite were. So we can be better, and we will.
Yeah, Frank Vogel also talked about the bench struggles. The bench yielded. Well, I can't say that. The Golden State Warriors bench scored 80 points the other night against the Suns. The Suns bench was outplayed by the Nets bench last night. He talked about the struggles the last couple of games.
Yeah, I think tonight was different. We had a different group in there, during their run at the middle part of the first half last night and tonight. Okay, we took a barrage on during that stretch, but there were different lineups for us out there last night and tonight. So different causes, different game. And, we'll watch the tape and get better from it.
We talked about this. The bench has been a source of frustration, certainly.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about this earlier in the week about, most NBA bench players, you don't know what you're going to get from night to night. Look at last year's Denver Nuggets. Yes, they had the best player on the planet, Nikola Jokic.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they had a rock-solid starting five, but they also had a three-man bench rotation that you knew every night was going to show up and deliver.
Yeah.
And that's a big reason why they won.
Speaking of Aaron Gordon,
that.
Can I just go on a quick tangent real quick?
Sure.
Did you hear what Aaron Gordon said on his podcast about the dating pitfalls of an NBA player?
No.
So he went on a date with a woman, and he met her, and apparently she pulled out her phone, and it immediately went to her last screen, and the last screen was a Google search that said that said Aaron Gordon's net worth.
Oh, no. Oh, goodness gracious.
Yeah. Just a funny story. I'm not casting any aspersions or making any broad-based assumptions. I just thought that was a funny story.
So did he describe the rest of the date, or where they went on their second date?
On their second date, right.
She paid.
Right.
Obviously.
Yeah, right.
Who would have thought?
Right.
He pulled the I must have left my wallet in my other pants trick.
Aaron Gordon's net worth.
But right now, I think
you should do research on somebody you're dating, right? For the first time.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's always a Google.
Always. There's always a Google search involved, right?
I've never been on a date with someone that led me to Google their net worth.
Right. Right.
But there's always a Google.
I'm going to Jordan Ham.
Yeah,
Jordan Ham, net worth.
Right now, with Grayson Allen and Eric Gordon both on the sideline, I think those are two guys that ideally, with everybody healthy, those are two guys you can rely on that are going to deliver pretty much every night. I think they've both established themselves as those types of players. And I think, not a knock to anybody else on the Suns bench right now, but I think those are the only two guys you can count on to play those roles.
I say this lovingly. It's truly amazing how high of status you now hold Grayson Allen compared to where you were last year.
My opinion on him has changed a ton, too.
Mine has changed. I like him, but I do not put him in the same class of importance as Eric Gordon. Now maybe I'm out of my mind. But that's all I have to say about that.
All right, there might be a separation in class there, but
I
I think
there is.
if you asked people around the league who might even have negative feelings toward Grayson Allen for whatever reason, they would include him in a group of steady, reliable bench players.
Yeah.
He might not be Eric Gordon, but he's also not Yuta Watanabe.
No, but I don't think you need Grayson Allen to win. That's what I think. You need Eric Gordon to win. I don't think you need Grace. I think he helps. I think he's good.
I think that's, when healthy, that's a great second unit backcourt, maybe the best in the game.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm not necessarily going to argue with that either.
And we saw it last night. I mean, Watanabe continues to struggle. Keita Bates-Diop, I think, had a tough night, and he's been in and out of the rotation. It's been kind of a strange path for him.
We talked about Drew Eubanks already.
Drew Eubanks
he's really struggling.
Has fallen off. Nasir Little was coming back from an injury last night, but
has been good. Mez has been good.
I think he's looked fantastic.
I think he's been good too.
And
that
was a source of frustration for some last night too. Is that his minutes were down. He had played well in the first half, but played less in the second half.
But I still don't want these guys shooting the ball in the fourth quarter. I'm sorry, I don't.
I'm torn on that too, because it is frustrating when everything clicks offensively and the ball moves and finds the open man. You have to rely on those guys to shoot the ball.
That's the old argument, though. Is it the open guy or the best guy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the best guy who's covered, or the open guy.
Right, age-old argument. The right play or the right guy?
It's that famous time when LeBron passed to
Kyle Korver.
Kyle Korver, of all people,
right.
Yes.
Here he
in
comes.
The playoffs,
He's a recurring theme in this show.
Yeah. 2 Kyle Korver references in one day.
Yeah.
And I know, big picture, there's frustrated Suns fans right now. I am still of the belief that they are going to figure this out. I'm not saying this hasn't been difficult.
I haven't lost faith yet.
And this hasn't been trying, but I still think they're going to figure it out. There's too many good players.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue with that. And I got my fingers crossed. And I just laid out what I think their ticket is.
Thanks for watching Bickley and Murata. Click to see the latest Bickley Blast and hit the button in the middle to subscribe to Arizona Sports.